New and updated mods for Farm Sim 25 are here for Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Today we've got 15 mods. All platforms got 10 new and 5 updates, and that is it. Everything today is for all platforms. If you like staying updated with all the latest mods in Farming Simulator when they're releasing, make sure you're subscribed. And let's check out today's mods. Starting off with our new ones for all platforms, we've got the John Deere 8000. This one is from Smetty, aka CMT Software. Talked about them quite a bit in Farm Sim News. On here, you've got a 160 horsepower engine with a power shift transmission, 511 liters of fuel, goes 24 miles an hour, weighs 10.8 tons. You can bump that up all the way to 300 horsepower with a few in between. Wheel brands from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, Mitas, I've been told I've been saying it wrong, and Vredestein tires. You also have some twins on there, so yeah, pretty sweet. Mud guards, we do have EU number 2, as well as a US. These are going to change up some lights on the top too, so heads up through there. You've also got front fenders of an EU. You've got US style or no. Then you've got side signs of yes and no through there. Little wide for singles, but duals will look great with that. GPS option, we do have a yes and no there. Exhaust options, a couple different ones through here, 3 total. Mirrors, we do have some different setups for mirrors, which is nice. Beacons are a little interesting, so we start with nothing, then we get one on the back left, then both on the back, and then catty-cornered from each other. I think that's kind of neat. That's pretty sweet. 5 different interior options to choose from, including no, which is interesting. So you've got a couple different setups, and we just kind of keep going back and forth. Starts adding things. You've got different setups for your mat on the bottom. That's pretty cool, right? Attachers. This sounds pretty sweet. There's a lot of stuff in here. So we start off with a holder and lights. Then we can add a 1600 kg weight. And then we go to standard number 2, which is a smaller holder. And then we throw a 1600 kg weight on there. Then we go with a 3-point, and then you can add some lights on that 3-point. So a lot of different options to choose from there. And then we have a plethora of colors. So main color options, of course, we can change whatever you want. I'm going to change this up to light green just so you can see everything that just changed. All right, going back in. Design color. This one is green right now, but we'll change it to pink so you can see what changes. And there you go. It's going to be the grating in the hood. Let's go back to green. Design color. Same thing here. Let's change it to pink just so we can see. And that is going to be your front grille. Anything else around towards the back? No. And then, of course, rim colors are rim colors. However, it is important to note that the centers will stay yellow depending on the wheels that you choose. So those are going to be very important through there. Whenever we jump in and start up, one thing to note is it doesn't look like there are any animations that you've got control over. So heads up through there. Don't be looking for windows to open or anything like that. But you do have this. Also, it is in large tractors, which is insane. To be fair, it's a big boy. So there you go. That's John Deere 8000. Next is another super cool mod. It's actually a returner. This is the Prinoth Leitwolf pack. This is from HR Forced. And we've got some pretty cool stuff here. So included, you've got the machine itself, and then you've got the leveler standard, which I would assume most people are going to go for, and then you've got the pro version. We'll talk about the differences of those here in a second. Basically, the pro is completely manual. So on the machine itself, we got 435 horsepower. You can bump that up to 672 if you would like. We do have a variable transmission, 217 liters of fuel, goes 14 miles an hour, and weighs 10 tons. Window options, you do have some option for tinted if you would like, and then we've got some beacon light setups as well around towards the back side. Those are going to be duals. Then everything else is color. So you've got the main color of the machine itself. Ooh, there it is. One of my favorites. Ow, that hurts my eyes blue. It doesn't really hurt my eyes, but it is very, very blue. Then we've got an interior color, which is very bright blue, but we're going to change that to red. There you go. Decal colors around towards the outside. Let's change this up to a pink if we can. Ooh, the controller's not able to go all the way down. No, it's going down now. I don't know what was going on. Also changes up that second wheel in the front too to pink. Then we have the air conditioner color. I assume this is just going to be towards the top. Yep, that's it. And then the crawler track color. Let's go with a bright pink, or bright yellow rather. Yeah, that's all right, man. That's all right. You got a rear 3-point mount on there if you need it. I like this. Let's go ahead and get one of those. Boy, I tell you what, people say YouTubers can't make vehicles that look good, and I agree. That was rough. Next is the levelers. So I mentioned there's two. If you just want one that works, go with this one. The standard is the one right in the middle. You do have colors here, so if we go with the main color, it's going to be, of course, the main, and then design color is going to be the stripe at the bottom. You click this, unfold it, and it's ready to go. 5 meter working with. It is a leveler, so it's going to be pushing stuff everywhere. It's really good for chaff, but it'll push anything, anywhere, they say. That's pretty darn cool. Let's get ourselves one of those. Yes, please. And then we've got a version here that has to be manually adjusted all the time, no matter what you're doing. Everything, all the time, has to be adjusted. So we'll get ourselves one of those and show you how it works. Whew, boy, I'm going to do my best not to put this one in the thumbnail and make a better one, but I got no promises. So let's hook up. Let's click the button to unfold, and it does so. If we open up our window, we've got the fold. We can raise and lower, so that's kind of nice. And we can angle it, which is pretty cool. So that's nice. And then you've got angles side to side, up and down, all that kind of stuff. So can you change up? Yes. However, when you start going over things, start going over piles of silage and things like that, it is going to follow the ground. So you really don't need to control any of that. However, this guy right here does have to be controlled. You've got the same movement, so all that is exactly the same. However, you have to maneuver all of that. Also, you do have complete control of the sides with this too, which I think are pretty cool. As for the machine itself, you can actually control this stuff individually. All of that. Check that out. It's pretty neat. It's really weird to be able to control that without, you know, being around it. I don't know. I think that's kind of neat. And then here we are inside. No seat belt. Somebody's going to be real unhappy about that. And then two different versions of views. So we have an interior view and then we have a window view. Although I am not able to change the camera angle on this view any. So there's that. There you go. That is your Prinoth Leitwolf pack. Next up, we've got some stuff for doing grapes or just vineyards in general. The Orizzonti PFD Vario. This is a pruner. It's going to come through after you have harvested, and it will prune your vines. 420 kgs, nice, 70 horsepower required, 6 mile per hour max speed on this, and it is a single. I think at one point somebody's released a double version similar to this, so I would still use the double, but hey, if you want to use this one, it is here. Highly detailed. Next, we've got a winch. It is very rare that we get winch mods, but we've got one here, the Tajfun DVG 2X55 AHK 5 Wolf X modding. 1 ton, 70 horsepower required, and it will move 5.5 tons. As far as accessories, we have a yes and no setup for that. And then winch, we have a normal pulley, and then you've got your driven pulley SG. So you can choose between both of those if you would like. And it has 2 winches on here, so you're going to be able to use 2 at a time. Next up, we got some placeables for you. First is the Steel Sheds Pack. There are 3 sheds included with this. The first one is a complete drive-through. No customization on these, but I do like the black and the red. I think that's awesome. Second version is the same, but with a wall on the back. And a third version that is very different from the first 2. Still very cool. This would be perfect for storing a lot of extra equipment, maybe some bales, maybe you want to store up some crops, something like that. You do have this concrete ring around the outside, so throwing in some other stuff might be perfect for it. We do have a couple benches here. I will say would have been nice to see maybe a version without these, or maybe including those as a separate placeable in here. So either way, perfectly fine. You do have lights, very bright, looking fantastic. Love that model of light choice in there. And yeah, there you go. The Steel Sheds Pack. Next up is the British style bunker silo for $75,000. Of course, can be found in silos. It doesn't say how much chaff it will hold. It doesn't say in the mod hub or anywhere like that, but it is massive. This is very large, so I think you're going to be a-okay. Plus, check out the details that they've put into this concrete. You can see where the different concrete slabs were screwed together, bolted together through these panels in the middle. Love it. Something else we don't get very often are lights. This is the Powerful Spotlights Pack. There are 4 of them included. It looks like one of them's on, though it is not on. And then we've got 2 versions that are manual. So you have 2 automatic, 2 manual. I know it says that it's on, but it's definitely not turned on. So let's check these out. It says they are powerful spotlights. Clickety button, and boy oh boy does it illuminate. I mean, it is 11 a.m. in game right now. And let's see, let's cut this one on. Look at that. That is a bright light, very bright light. So it says that other one's on over there, but I don't think so. I think it just looks like it's on. Nonetheless, these exist if you want them. They're pretty cheap too, which is very nice. Next, we've got some water plants, the natural water plants. The first one is this little guy right here with the frog with the cheeks that are blown up, although it's not making any noises. Then we've got a secondary reed setup, which is this kind of straight line straight down the middle with these little bunches. And then lastly, we've got a big U shape. Now, some of these make noise, some of them don't. The ones that I've put down do not make noise. So this version here comes with a version that does make noise. However, these little guys down here don't make noise, and there's no version that does make noise. I don't know. These are be able to found at the bottom in the landscaping menu and in plants. So this is where you're going to find them right here, the bottom 4. These are very cool. I know I've put them on concrete, but they belong on water. Next to last new one for all platforms today is the Groundwater Pump. This one's pretty sweet. We've seen a couple mods very similar to this, but if we go take a look at it, basically you put it down and it gets water. So there's 0 water in and you get 1,000 waters out. So it's pretending that it's bringing water up from the ground from nowhere, which is very neat. You can either have it store at 1 million liters, which is very cool, or you can have it set to, well, go somewhere. So also you can see the enable watering. I've got a mod installed that allows me to do water, but that's a PC only. If we change the output, we can actually set it to selling or distributing or storing. So if you've got things that take water, production chains that take water, like greenhouses, for example, this may be a great thing to put down. You never have to bring the water because this will provide said water, which is great. Absolutely awesome. And also do 10,000 liters per hour in game, which is insanely high, but that gives you an idea of what to expect. And lastly, today, new for all platforms, have the Decorative Objects Pack. And it is not just this, it is unfortunately 160 plus different things. These can all be found in the 4th category down here and in decoration. So once you get past all of the stuff that's in the base game, then you've got all kinds of stuff to choose from. There's a bunch of stuff in here. I don't normally go through the decorations because usually it's, well, a lot. However, this one does have some stuff that is not in the others, like the ship right here, which I find really cool. So if you want to go check this out and go through it and see everything that's in it, check that out. If you build farms, this is very, very invaluable. I definitely recommend checking this out. Also, I love this. It says you are exactly where you are supposed to be. That's funny. You got an open sign there. You got the Hickory Brook Farm sign. There's some really cool stuff in here. I dig it. It's a lot. And we've got some updates today for all platforms as well, starting off with the Frankenmuth Farming Map. This is going to be version 1.1. They do say new save is not required for this, so you keep playing and you're good to go. They fixed missing collisions, fixed the meadow grass with animal pens, changed the alfalfa bale textures, and increased yield for alfalfa slightly. One of my favorite logging trailers, the HW80 wood trailer, has been updated, version 1001. They've added a bell configuration. Very cool. Next one is the wind turbine package, version 1.1. Mod description version adjusted. Visibility of the wind turbines has been adjusted and fixed an error in the description. Next to last, old sheds, version 101. Texture fixes and animation improvements. Lastly, we have the elegant house, version 1.1. Added navy blue color and added an old house. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new. And join the GoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. I've already got Farm Sim News out, so definitely go check that out if you haven't seen it already. Got some fun Let's Plays for you this weekend, so stay tuned for those. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.